After spending 4 months earlier this year traveling around the US in our converted camper van, we decided it's time for an adventure a little bit further from home. And here's the thing, we kind of like traveling off the beaten path a little bit, so for this trip we're headed to a kind of less common part of Europe.
This is really quieter.
This is crazy. We're just walking straight through. You can tell, yeah, there's literally no line. Okay, well that took like 2 seconds and now we're off to go find our gate.
Airport local time here.
And just like that, we are in Ireland. It is midnight back home in Ontario, but it's just after 5 a.m. here, so we didn't sleep at all. So wish us luck for the rest of the day, because this is just part of the way. We still have some more flights to do. So we're actually only in Ireland for about an hour, and then we're gonna grab our connecting flight to our next destination. But when it comes to where we're headed, when we first told our friends and family that we wanted to go to this destination, their initial reaction was, why do you want to go there? But before we get to this mystery final destination, we've got about 12 hours of flying and a stopover in a slightly more popular European destination first. Welcome to Brussels. Let's show you one of the most iconic tourist destinations here in Brussels. We're walking up to it right now.
I don't know if you can show that up close. YouTube will take the video down.
This is Mannequin Piss. It's basically just a small bronze statue of a little boy peeing. And there are all kinds of people, including us, admittedly including us, here taking photos of it.
Oh yeah, this is the place to be. Like, it seems like all hours of the day, this place is just completely full of people. From what I can tell, this is the height of tourism here in Brussels. This is the best Brussels has to offer.
Yeah, I really don't think that Brussels is actually that touristy of a city, but like this is
so mean to Brussels.
I feel like we need to explain why we're in Brussels in the first place. This place is grand, all right.
Yeah,
look at
sure
this. It is like covered in gold.
This is the gold place.
This is so cool.
Basically, our friend Emily was living here in Belgium, but then got a job in Canada just before we came. So we've essentially switched places.
She literally was landing at Pearson Airport in Toronto as we were taxiing to take off. Our original intent with this trip was to come and see her here and see where she's been working and living, but it's very bittersweet because we're kind of happy that she's coming back to Canada because we'll get to see her more often, but it's also really sad for her because she loved Brussels and she would have been a really good tour guide. Yeah, and it would have been really fun to hang out with her here. So we're kind of in a unique situation where really we came to Brussels to see our friend. So we weren't necessarily overly aware of the tourist attractions here or what the draw would be just to come from a tourist perspective. So now we're finding that out. One of those things is a little boy peeing statue, but I also think there's going to be wonderful French fries, waffles, and chocolate to eat. So, and beautiful, really beautiful architecture. So even though Emily isn't here with us, she's kind of being our tour guide from afar because we're headed to a place for supper that she recommended. A super fun place for us to grab dinner. Great recommendation, Emily. Welcome to our little home in Brussels for the next few days. First, you've got to see the best part about this place. Check out this view. So this is just a little apartment that we found on Airbnb, but it suits our needs perfectly, very centrally located. Just that direction is the Grand Place, which is kind of the main historic area in the center of Brussels. But let's take a look at the apartment. We've got a nice little living room here. A kitchen. This is one of the main reasons why we stay in Airbnbs. It's so we can cook for ourselves, at least some of the time. Moving on, we'll show you the bedroom. This little nook is where we'll be sleeping. It's cozy, just enough space for us. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of the van a little bit. It's like having a little cave to snuggle up in, so it's nice. Then coming back through the entrance, we have the bathroom. Just a standard bathroom. Yeah, it's a great little place for us to stay while we're here in Brussels. Good morning, it's day 2 in Brussels and we continue our journey to find the little touristy spots around the city and see what there is to explore. This morning, Dan has brought me to a castle. That's all the information I have about it, so.
Okay, what we're looking at right now used to be a gate in the walled city of Brussels, and it's not a lot of the wall is left, but this big gate, and it used to have a drawbridge and a moat around it. This used to be one of the main gates into the city, and it was built in the 1380s. And they actually had built a walled city in the early 1300s, but the city outgrew those walls, so they just made a second set of walls around that, and that's what this is from. See, here's the gate. We're looking at the front of it now. So we're outside the city, and then the walls extended on either side.
Yay!
Of course, a coffee.
So obviously, if we're coming to Brussels, we've got to get some frites, or as probably you are familiar with them as a French fries. So Dan's just in line now, and I'll show you them once they're here.
I think the traditional condiment is mayonnaise, but this is like a pita mayonnaise with herbs and garlic and stuff. So
That'll be tasty.
I think that's still traditional enough.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so good.
These are really good.
That sauce is good. Fries with mayonnaise. Who would have thought?
I think everybody here would have thought.
I guess, yeah. The Belgians.
So apparently it is hotly debated where the best place to get frites in Brussels is, but according to Emily, it's this stand on Flaggy Street. So we're gonna go there later and we'll compare to the very popular Frietland and report back on where the best frites in Brussels really are. So stay tuned for that hard-hitting reporting. Oh my gosh, every street here is just so pretty, like everywhere you turn.
Great granddaddy of the Belgian king.
Okay, is
Albert. I think it is.
Okay, yeah.
Albert was the king when they made this park/square area, even though I'm pretty sure it was his father who had the idea and made the plans. Just died at the wrong time, I guess.
And what is this place called?
Mont des Arts.
Speaking of the Belgian monarchy, they have a very handy website, which I have just been learning a lot from. If you didn't know, there's a king and a queen, and they have 4 children, 2 daughters and 2 sons. And I was reading about Princess Elizabeth. She's their oldest child. She was born in 2001, and I think it's so cute how their website has like a Our Team section, like as if it's a business, where you can just read profiles about the royal family members. For example, she is sportive and enjoys skiing, tennis, sailing, and diving. And like many youngsters her age, she has a varied taste in music. I just think it's so cute that you can just like read these little profiles on them.
About her.
Yeah, exactly.
Official royal write-up. This is a famous clock. It has figures, 12 figures from Belgium's history around it. And then fancy bells, a carillon to be exact.
So our friend Emily told us that Brussels is not a very touristy city, but I feel like I'm finding there is so much to do and see here, and there's definitely other folks walking around just like taking photos and being tourists like us, but it's a beautiful city and there's so many interesting attractions.
So there you go, the Belgian monarchy and their lovely bios in the About You section. They're all back in there. Like I actually don't know if they're there today, but they have a beautiful house and we're just here to see it.
Yeah.
We got a house sitter. He's over there. He's got to water all the plants while they're gone. Here we are at another Gothic church. This one, fun fact, is where they host the royal weddings and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
Speaking of the royals who we met virtually
yes.
on their About page earlier. It's called the St. Michael and St. Gudula Cathedral, or something like that anyway.
I'm sure that's close. So what I've learned is St. Gudula is like kind of an important saint here in Belgium. She's one of the patron saints of Brussels, and I'd never heard of her before, but I guess she lived in the 600s, and what she's kind of famous for is her devotion to the church and to serving the poor. And I guess there's a legend that she would get up like really early to go to church, so it'd be like really dark out, but she would go, you know, to pray or whatever, and so she would carry a lantern. And there's a story that I guess like the devil blew out the lantern in an effort to try to, you know, keep her from getting to the church. But then as the story goes, God relit her lantern. So anyway, now whenever you see her, she's pictured holding a lantern, and usually there's like a little demon or devil trying to blow it out.
That's fascinating.
So that's St. Gudula.
Dang, even the freaking malls in Belgium are beautiful.
Yeah, wow. Oh, here's some Belgian chocolate. Oh my gosh, look at the chocolate fountain, and it's pink chocolate.
Oh, it's like ruby chocolate fountain.
I think we should come back here and buy some chocolate, but maybe after I've had a little bit of a snack, because we're gonna go and get our second iconic Belgian treat of the day, a waffle. Frites for lunch, waffle for an afternoon snack.
Oh, it slides. It's gonna slide off the table. This is a historic moment.
Yeah,
Our first Belgian waffle in Belgium.
From above, so you can see this action. Well, have a look at the screen while you do it. Can't be a food review channel, I'm too messy. Well, that was very tasty. How would you rate your first Belgian waffle experience?
Honestly, that was so good.
Very good. I think the strawberries were my favorite part.
Yeah, they were.
He's shocked.
No, I'm the fruit person, you're the chocolate person.
I know.
So you converted to the fruity side.
I guess so. Just one quick scooter ride later, we've arrived at
Parc du Cinquantenaire. I'm just gonna call it Jubilee Park. And this big arch behind me in particular, that's called Victory Arch.
Well, after just another short ride on these e-bikes, I'm not at all convinced that there is any battery on these at all, because we've ridden them a few times today and it doesn't feel like you're getting any help from the battery.
We're a big fan of the city bike program.
Yes.
We'll continue to do that in a lot of cities. This was literally €1 for unlimited 30-minute rides all day.
So we've used them 3 separate times already, and it's just €1 per person. Whereas when we did our little jaunt on the Lime scooters for about 20 minutes, that cost €9 for both of us. So anyway,
big fan of it. Big fan of that kind of stuff.
I just wish those bikes were better.
Bikes weren't in the best condition.
So anyway, after that exercise, it's time for some French fries.
We've earned some frites. Frite number 2 of the day.
So Emily said these are the best frites.
This is hot, okay? Be careful.
Very good sauce.
This place is definitely more so popular with the locals. It's like, I don't know, 6 o'clock or so. I think people are stopping in here on their way home from work. It's your review.
They're good. Definitely really tasty. If
I'll tell you my hot take.
Okay, what's your hot take?
Flaggy frites sauce, but frites from Frietland.
Yeah, I was gonna
Those
say,
fries were
honestly,
really good.
they're probably about the same in my books. The fries are like not that different of quality or whatever.
We have some photo bombers in the background.
Nice. They'll be linked in the description.
Morning vlog. There's been a bit of a disruption to our planned trip. So I was reviewing our plans on Google Maps. We were going to take the train to Bruges. It's a beautiful city that's been well preserved. It's like an hour train ride from here in Brussels. But Google Maps shows our train as being cancelled. And it's not just that train. It's like all of the trains today, or at least the vast majority of the trains. There's a strike with the train employees, so they've canceled pretty much all the trains today. Morning, Katie. Sent you an article on Facebook. I've got a bit of bad news for our plans for today.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, we might not go to Bruges today.
Oh. That's crazy, and that's just today.
The good news is it doesn't impact us getting back to the airport tomorrow. It's just today. So I guess we've got a free day in Brussels today.
I'm sure we can find something to do.
Yeah, you said you wanted chocolate yesterday and we never got any.
Yeah. I think I've got an idea of what we could do. Even though we're not making it to Bruges like we thought we were going to, we are definitely going to make the most of our day in Brussels. So
we're going to treat ourselves a little bit.
We're going to the chocolate museum. That's so cool. These are made of chocolate. That is so cool. That was fun. That was a very high production value museum.
Yeah. Well,
like really themed.
There's a whole chocolate demonstration that we weren't allowed to film, but we got to taste some chocolate and see how it's made.
What I will say, and this became increasingly clear to me throughout the museum, is like the story of chocolate is really the story of colonization. And I feel like they probably didn't deal with that in the best way possible, but
yeah,
that's kind of how it tends to go from a European perspective in my experience. So I don't know. It's interesting. It definitely makes you think about all these things when you're like, we're going to a chocolate museum in Belgium, and we went to a chocolate kind of museum, kind of production place in Ecuador as well, to quite different experiences. So
Very different stories.
yeah. We are back in the Grand Place today because I just kind of signed us up last minute this morning for a free walking tour. Alright, that's a wrap on our time in Brussels. It's time to check out of this Airbnb and head for the airport.
We got a plane to catch.
I know we've been keeping you in suspense for this whole video, but now it's finally time to let you in on where we're headed. Today, we're making our way to the airport to jump on a flight to... Welcome to Tirana, Albania. Specifically, Tirana, Albania. If you want to find out why we're traveling to Albania and where we're headed next after that, make sure you hit the subscribe button and stay tuned because we'll be releasing new episodes from this travel series every Sunday. Turns out Albania is even more welcoming to Canadians than like the US. We literally just scanned this, didn't have to talk to a border agent or anything, and we're in. You're not going to want to miss it, so make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, and we will catch you in the next video.